Across the vast expanse of our planet, there exists a continent forged not just by geological forces, but by the extraordinary richness of human endeavor, Europe. A peninsula of peninsulas, it is a landscape where history is etched into every stone, and where a dazzling diversity of cultures has evolved, each a unique expression of the human spirit. For millennia, these lands have been a crucible of ideas, of conflict, and of creativity, giving rise to traditions that continue to shape our world. We invite you now on a grand expedition, a journey of discovery into the very heart of this continent's most captivating and influential cultures. We will traverse this remarkable mosaic, from the sun-drenched shores of the Mediterranean to the windswept fjords of the north, and from the ancient heartlands of the west to the vibrant crossroads of the east. This is not simply a tour of famous landmarks, but an immersion into the living, breathing essence of these societies. We will listen to their music, taste their unique flavors, and attempt to understand the philosophies that guide their lives. Our journey will be presented as a countdown, beginning with the culture we have placed at number 20, and culminating in our final destination, the culture we believe to be the most essential experience on this continent. To truly comprehend the significance of each culture, one must look closely at its individual components. We shall investigate the intricate threads that weave together to form their distinct identities, the soul-stirring melodies born from longing, the artistic legacies that defied empires, the social rituals that bind communities, and the ancient folklore that still whispers through the forests and mountains. Each one is a complex ecosystem of customs, values, and history, a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of its people. We encourage you to stay with us until the very end of our exploration, to witness the full spectrum of this cultural diversity. Our expedition will reveal how these societies have not only survived but thrived, adapting to their environments and to the relentless march of time. We will explore how geography has shaped their character, how historical triumphs and tragedies have forged their collective memory, and how they continue to contribute their unique notes to the grand symphony of human civilization. The story of Europe is a story of countless individual cultures, each with its own compelling narrative. Our countdown is about to begin. Let us embark on this journey together to unveil the wonders that await. Our journey begins on the westernmost edge of the continent, a land perpetually gazing out at the vast, unknowable Atlantic. This is Portugal, a nation whose identity is inextricably linked to the sea. It was from these shores that explorers set forth to chart the unknown world. And it is the spirit of that age, of adventure, of loss, and of profound longing, that echoes in the very soul of its culture. This enduring sentiment is given voice in a musical tradition of haunting beauty, a sound that is uniquely Portuguese. It is known as fado, which translates, quite simply, to fate. Fado is more than mere music. It is a form of collective catharsis, an expression of a feeling so deep it requires its own word, saudade. This is a bittersweet melancholy, a nostalgic yearning for something or someone that is absent, a love that remains even after loss. Sung typically by a solo vocalist, the fadista, accompanied by the intricate melodies of the pear-shaped Portuguese guitar, the songs speak of the sea, the lives of the poor, of jealousy, and of destiny. It is a sound that emanates from the dark, intimate taverns of Lisbon's old quarters, a mournful yet beautiful testament to the trials of the human heart. This deep-seated emotion finds a visual counterpart in the country's most ubiquitous art form, the azulejo. These painted tin-glazed ceramic tiles adorn the facades of churches, palaces, ordinary homes, and even railway stations, transforming the nation into a magnificent open-air gallery. Originating from the Moors, the art was perfected by the Portuguese, who used the tiles not just for decoration but to tell stories. They depict epic historical battles, religious allegories, and scenes of daily life, their brilliant blues and whites shimmering under the Iberian sun, a durable and beautiful chronicle of the nation's past. Here, then, is a culture defined by a powerful duality. The vibrant, sun-drenched beauty of the azulejo stands in poignant contrast to the melancholic shadows of fado. It is a reflection of the Portuguese spirit itself, outwardly warm and resilient, yet inwardly carrying the weight of saudade, the gentle sorrow of a seafaring people who have known both glorious discovery and heartbreaking farewell. To experience Portugal is to feel this delicate balance, to understand that within the heart of this nation, joy and longing are forever intertwined, like the endless ebb and flow of the ocean tide. We travel now northwards across the sea to an island of breathtaking green, a land steeped in myth and legend. This is Ireland, the Emerald Isle. Its culture is a powerful force, one that has endured through centuries of hardship and has spread to the farthest corners of the globe. Its roots run deep, back to the ancient Celts, whose intricate art, fierce warrior spirit, and profound connection to the natural world laid the foundations for a truly unique identity. This ancient heritage is not a relic of the past, it is a living presence, whispering through the folklore and traditions that continue to enchant the world. The soul of Ireland finds its most vibrant expression in its music. From the lively, foot-stomping jigs and reels that spill out of bustling pubs, to the sorrowful airs that speak of famine and emigration, Irish traditional music is the island's heartbeat. Instruments like the fiddle, the tin whistle, the bodhrán drum and the uilleann pipes come together to create a sound that is at once joyous and mournful, wild and deeply soulful. This is not music for a concert hall, it is a communal experience, a language understood by all, a way of sharing stories and preserving history through melody, passed down with immense pride from one generation to the next. This rich cultural tapestry is perhaps most famously celebrated on one particular day, St. Patrick's Day. What began as a solemn religious feast day for the patron saint of Ireland has transformed into a global phenomenon, a worldwide celebration of Irishness itself. Rivers are dyed green, iconic landmarks are illuminated, and parades fill the streets of cities from Dublin to Dubai, from Sydney to Chicago. It is a day when people of all backgrounds are invited to be Irish for a day, a powerful testament to the diaspora's influence and the universal appeal of this island's indomitable spirit and its gift for celebration. And so the culture of Ireland reveals itself as one of profound resilience and boundless creativity. It is a land where ancient Celtic myths of fairies and heroes are still told to wide-eyed children, where the pub is not just a place to drink but the social nexus of the community, and where music provides the soundtrack to life itself. It is a culture forged in adversity, sustained by storytelling and shared with the world, with an open heart and infectious joy, proving that the spirit of this small island nation is a force of nature in its own right. Our journey takes us north, to a land of breathtaking landscapes where mist-clad mountains guard ancient lochs and rugged coastlines tell tales of resilience. This is Scotland, a realm where culture is not merely preserved in museums, but is lived and breathed with a fierce and enduring pride. Here in the heart of the Highlands, the echoes of clan history resonate through the glens. The very air seems thick with stories of legendary warriors and powerful chieftains, a heritage that has shaped a people known for their strength, warmth, and indomitable spirit. This is a culture forged in the crucible of a dramatic and often harsh environment, a testament to human adaptation and the deep-seated need for community. One of the most spectacular displays of this heritage is the Highland Games. These are not simply athletic contests. They are vibrant, living tapestries of tradition, drawing communities together in a celebration of strength and skill. The air crackles with energy as competitors engage in feats that seem almost superhuman. The caber toss, for instance, is a remarkable test of balance and power, where a massive log is heaved end over end. It is a spectacle that requires immense precision, a raw display of physical prowess passed down through generations. These games are a powerful link to the past, a time when such skills were essential for survival and warfare in these demanding lands. Central to the visual identity of Scotland is the kilt. Far more than a simple garment, it is a powerful symbol of national identity and clan allegiance, Each tartan, with its unique pattern of intersecting stripes and colors, tells a story, representing a specific family or region. The intricate weave is a language in itself, a visual declaration of belonging that is worn with immense pride. To see a gathering of Scots in their traditional dress is to witness a living mosaic of history. The swing of the pleats, the flash of a scian dubh tucked into a sock. It all speaks of a culture that holds its symbols dear, a visual shorthand for centuries of shared experience and kinship. And then there is the sound, the haunting, powerful drone of the bagpipes. It is a sound that can stir the soul, at once melancholic and uplifting, a sound that has echoed across battlefields and accompanied joyous celebrations for centuries. The music of the pipes is the very soundtrack of the Scottish landscape, its soaring notes mirroring the dramatic peaks and its mournful drones reflecting the deep, mysterious waters of the lochs. To hear a lone piper on a misty morning is to feel the pulse of Scotland itself. It is an unforgettable, almost primal experience, a sound that carries the weight of history and the enduring spirit of a proud and ancient culture. We now travel south, to the sun-drenched shores of the Aegean, a land where myth and history are inextricably intertwined. This is Greece, the cradle of Western civilization, where the very foundations of democracy, philosophy, and theatre were laid. To walk here is to tread on ancient ground, to feel the presence of titans and gods in the crumbling columns of a temple, to hear the whispers of Socrates and Plato in the olive groves. The legacy of ancient Hellas is not a relic of the past. It is a living, breathing force that continues to shape the world, a wellspring of ideas and ideals from which so much of modern thought has been drawn. This profound heritage is matched by a culture of hospitality and a deep appreciation for the simple, profound pleasures of life, most notably expressed through its cuisine. Greek food is a celebration of the Mediterranean bounty, a symphony of fresh, sun-ripened ingredients. Imagine succulent olives glistening with golden oil, creamy feta cheese with its salty tang, and vegetables bursting with flavor. The act of sharing a meal here is a cornerstone of social life, a ritual known as philoxenia, or love of strangers. It is an invitation to sit, to talk, to laugh, and to savor the moment, transforming a simple meal into a profound act of community and connection. The Parthenon stands majestically atop the Acropolis in Athens, bathed in the golden light of sunset. The Greek spirit, or kefi, a unique blend of joy, passion, and enthusiasm, finds its most vibrant expression in the nation's many festivals. Throughout the year, from the solemn processions of Orthodox Easter, with its candle-lit vigils and dramatic enactments, to the exuberant panegyria or local Saints' Day festivals, life is punctuated by celebration. These are moments when entire villages and city neighborhoods pour into the streets to dance traditional dances, to share food and wine, and to honor traditions that stretch back for centuries. It is in these moments that the soul of modern Greece is most brilliantly revealed. This is a culture that understands the importance of balance, the balance between its monumental past and its dynamic present, between quiet contemplation and boisterous celebration. It is a land where one can stand in awe of the Parthenon in the morning and dance the sirtaki on a beach in the evening. This seamless blending of the ancient and the contemporary is the true genius of Greek culture. It is an invitation to experience a way of life that is deeply rooted in history, yet vibrantly, passionately alive in the here and now. A timeless dance between gods and mortals under the brilliant Mediterranean sun. Our trip now takes us to Spain, a country with big differences and strong feelings. Here, the sun shines so brightly it feels like it puts its warmth right into the culture. People here live their lives outside, in busy town squares and sunny courtyards. It's a place where every feeling, from deep sadness to pure happiness, is shown in a big, dramatic way. The Spanish spirit is like a colorful blanket made from threads of fancy Moorish style, strong Roman ways, and fiery gypsy soul. This creates a culture that's as varied and interesting as its land. At the heart of this strong expression is flamenco. This isn't just a dance or music, it's an art form that shows the human soul. It started in the Andalusia region and is a raw, powerful mix of song, cante, dance, baile and guitar, toque. The singer's voice, rough with duende, which means a feeling of strong emotion, tells stories of love, sadness and pain. The dancer's body shows these feelings with footwork that beats like a heart and graceful yet strong arm and hand movements. It's a very strong, freeing experience that's totally amazing to watch. Imagine a flamenco dancer in a bright red dress looking very focused, caught in the middle of a move on a dimly lit stage in Seville. Life in Spain moves at a different pace, one that respects the natural flow of the day and the weather. The siesta is probably the most famous and often misunderstood example of this. It's not just a nap, but a part of their culture, a smart way to deal with the super hot midday sun. It's a break, a time to go home, have a nice meal with family and rest before going back to work in the cooler evening. This relaxed way of doing things creates a lifestyle that puts well-being and connecting with others first, instead of the never-ending rush of modern life. It's a way of thinking that values living fully over living fast. And when the work is done, Spain bursts into celebration. The culture of the fiesta is famous, a countrywide love for street parties, parades and shared happiness. From the wild tomato throwing of La Tomatina to the scary but beautiful running of the bulls in Pamplona and the week-long fun Feria de Abril in Seville, these events are a burst of color, music and life. They are times when social barriers disappear and whole communities come together to show who they are and how much fun they're having. It's here, in the middle of the fiesta, that you can truly feel the lively, passionate and unstoppable heartbeat of Spain. Journeying northwest, we arrive in a land of rolling vineyards, majestic rivers and sophisticated cities. This is France, a nation that has elevated the routines of daily life into a celebrated art form known as l'art de vivre. Here, an almost biological imperative drives a pursuit of quality, beauty and pleasure in all things. It is a culture that has meticulously codified its standards of excellence, from the precise cut of a garment to the delicate balance of flavors in a sauce. This innate appreciation for the finer things is not a sign of decadence, but rather a deeply held belief that life, in all its facets, should be lived with intention, elegance, and grace. No element of French culture is more globally influential than its fashion. For centuries, Paris has been the undisputed epicenter of style, the natural habitat where haute couture evolved. French designers are not merely creators of clothing, they are architects of desire, sculptors of silhouette, and predictors of social currents. The French approach to style is one of studied nonchalance, an effortless elegance known as je ne sais quoi. It is an aesthetic built on quality over quantity, on timeless pieces rather than fleeting trends. This philosophy has permeated the global consciousness, setting the standard for what it means to be truly chic. Parallel to this world of aesthetics runs a current of deep connection to the earth, most profoundly expressed through wine. The French concept of terroir is a belief that every wine tells the story of its specific place, the soil, the climate, the angle of the sun. The vignerons, the wine growers, are not just farmers, they are custodians of a legacy, their lives governed by the ancient rhythms of the seasons. From the hallowed vineyards of Bordeaux to the sun-kissed slopes of Burgundy, the creation of wine is a near-sacred process, a delicate collaboration between human hands and the unpredictable forces of nature, resulting in a liquid that is a pure expression of its origin. This social landscape finds its most common stage in the humble café. The French café is far more than a place to acquire a beverage. It is an essential public forum, a second living room where the life of the community unfolds. It is here that ideas are debated, friendships are forged, and the simple act of observing the world becomes a pastime. The café terrace is a unique habitat, a vantage point from which to watch the theatre of the street. This daily ritual of stopping sitting and socializing is a quiet rebellion against the frantic pace of modern life, a testament to the French conviction that time is something to be savored, not just spent. In the heart of Europe, we find a land of dense forests, fairy tale castles and powerful rivers. This is Germany, a nation where a reputation for precision, logic and order coexists with a remarkable capacity for communal joy and festive tradition. This apparent paradox is in fact the very essence of the German cultural character. It is a society that has harnessed the power of structure and discipline not to stifle life, but to create the conditions for it to flourish in spectacular, organized bursts of celebration. Here, meticulous planning and heartfelt revelry are two sides of the same cultural coin. Perhaps no event captures this spirit more vividly than Oktoberfest. What began as a royal wedding celebration in Munich has evolved into the world's largest folk festival, a meticulously organized spectacle of communal merriment. For 16 days, millions of people gather in vast tents, a temporary city dedicated to the appreciation of beer, traditional music, and Bavarian culture. This is not chaos, but highly structured fun. The beer is brewed according to the Reinheitsgebot, a 500-year-old purity law, and the entire event runs with the precision of a finely tuned clockwork mechanism, a testament to the German talent for engineering large-scale, joyous experiences. As winter's grip tightens across the land, a different kind of magic emerges. The Christmas markets, or Weihnachtsmärkte, spring up in town squares across the country, transforming them into scenes of storybook wonder. These are not simply commercial enterprises. They are deeply ingrained cultural rituals that awaken the senses. The air grows thick with the scent of mulled wine or Glühwein, roasting chestnuts and gingerbread. The sound of carol singers and the sight of handcrafted ornaments create an atmosphere of Gemütlichkeit, a unique German concept of warmth, coziness and belonging that provides a powerful antidote to the darkest days of the year. Underpinning these festive traditions is a national trait that has shaped Germany's modern identity, a profound commitment to engineering and innovation. This is more than an economic driver, it is a cultural mindset, a belief in problem-solving, efficiency, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. From the automotive industry to complex manufacturing, the label "Made in Germany" has become a global symbol of quality and reliability. This same precision and attention to detail that goes into building a world-class engine can be seen in the intricate carving of a Christmas pyramid or the flawless organization of a national festival, revealing a culture that believes anything worth doing is worth doing exceptionally well. Here, in the vast, often frozen landscapes of the north, a unique cultural ecosystem has evolved. This is Sweden, a realm where the rhythm of life is dictated not just by the dramatic swings of the seasons, but by a deeply ingrained philosophy of balance and harmony. At the heart of this social fabric lies a simple yet profound ritual known as fika. It's more than a mere coffee break. It's a vital, protected moment in the day, a social institution that punctuates the routine of work and life. It's an opportunity to pause, to connect, and to reset. A behavior as essential to the Swedish psyche as migration is to the Arctic tern. This is a culture that's mastered the art of slowing down, even in a world that relentlessly demands speed. The fika ritual is a fascinating display of social bonding. Twice a day, sometimes more, the nation collectively puts down its tools. In offices, factories and homes, a quiet migration occurs towards the coffee pot and the plate of pastries. Here hierarchies dissolve and conversations flow freely, lubricated by the warmth of the coffee and the sweetness of a cinnamon bun, the Kanelbulle. This isn't a rushed affair gulped down at a desk. It's a deliberate, mindful act of community. Observing this behavior, one sees a species that's learned the immense value of regular, low-stakes social interaction, strengthening the bonds that hold their society together with remarkable efficiency and grace. From this philosophy of considered living, another distinctive trait emerges, a profound appreciation for design. Swedish design, much like the landscape itself, is characterized by minimalism, functionality, and a deep connection to natural materials. It's a visual language that speaks of simplicity and order, a stark contrast to the often chaotic and ornate tendencies found elsewhere. In the typical Swedish habitat, you'll find clean lines, uncluttered spaces, and light colors, a strategic adaptation to the long, dark winters, maximizing every precious ray of sunlight. This isn't just aesthetics, it's a survival strategy, a way of creating sanctuaries of calm and light to endure the bleakest months of the year. And perhaps the most remarkable adaptation of this northern culture is its pioneering approach to social equality. It's a society that's striven with remarkable success to build a habitat where all individuals, regardless of gender or background, have the opportunity to thrive. This commitment is woven into the very fabric of their laws, their workplaces, and their social interactions. It's a testament to a collective belief that the strength of the whole is dependent on the well-being of every individual part. In the grand, complex ecosystem of human cultures, Sweden stands as a compelling example of how deliberate social design, a love for simplicity, and the simple act of sharing coffee can create a society of extraordinary balance and resilience. We travel now to a land carved by ice and sea, a coastline of breathtaking drama where mountains plunge directly into the deep, dark waters of the fjords. This is Norway, a territory that has shaped its inhabitants as much as they have shaped it. The spirit of this place is inextricably linked to its formidable past, to the echoes of the Viking Age. These were a people forged in the crucible of a harsh environment, seafarers and explorers whose audacity took them across storm-tossed oceans to distant, unknown shores. This legacy of adventure, of courage in the face of nature's power, has not faded with time. It persists today, a silent, powerful undercurrent in the national character. This ancient, adventurous spirit finds its modern expression in friluftsliv, the open-air life. It's a concept that goes far beyond a simple enjoyment of the outdoors. It's a fundamental part of the Norwegian identity, a deep, almost spiritual connection to the wilderness. For the people of Norway, the mountains, forests and fjords are not just a backdrop for life, but the very arena in which life is most fully lived. They're drawn to these wild spaces with an instinctual pull, seeking challenge, solitude and a profound sense of belonging. To hike a windswept plateau or to ski across a silent, snow-covered expanse is to participate in a ritual as old as the land itself. This intimate relationship with the natural world has also given rise to a rich and mysterious folklore, a tapestry of stories woven in the deep shadows of the forests and the mists of the mountains. Here the landscape is alive with supernatural beings. Trolls with their hulking forms and slow wit are said to roam the hills, turning to stone in the light of the sun. The enchanting huldra, a beautiful forest spirit with a cow's tail, might lure unsuspecting wanderers deep into the woods. These tales, passed down through generations around the warmth of the hearth, are more than mere fairy stories. They're a way of understanding and respecting a wilderness that is both beautiful and perilous. And so the modern Norwegian exists in a fascinating duality. They are pioneers of technology and progressive social policy, yet they remain deeply connected to their primal roots. One can see it in their eyes as they gaze towards the sea, a look that holds the memory of their Viking ancestors. One can feel it in their profound need to escape the city and immerse themselves in the raw, untamed beauty of their homeland. It's a culture defined by the fjord, a deep, powerful channel connecting a rugged, ancient past to a dynamic and forward-looking present, a testament to the enduring power of nature to shape the human soul. Our journey takes us further east, to a land of 100,000 lakes and vast, silent forests. This is Finland, a nation whose character has been forged in isolation and adversity, giving rise to a unique cultural resilience known as sisu. This word, for which there is no direct English translation, embodies a powerful combination of stoicism, determination and perseverance. It's the quiet courage to endure, to face overwhelming challenges without complaint. It's a quality born from long, harsh winters, and a history of standing firm against powerful neighbors. Sisu is the very soul of the Finnish people, a silent strength that permeates every aspect of their existence. Nowhere is this spirit more profoundly expressed than in the ritual of the sauna. This is not a luxury, but a necessity, a sacred space for physical and spiritual purification. In the intense, enveloping heat of the wooden chamber, the outside world melts away. Here in the steam or loyally, the Finns find release and renewal. The sauna is a great leveler, a place where status and pretense are sweated away, leaving only shared humanity. It's a cycle of intense heat and shocking cold, a plunge into an icy lake or a roll in the snow that mirrors the Finnish capacity to endure extremes, to find strength and clarity through hardship. This same determination, this sisu, is evident in Finland's extraordinary commitment to education. The Finnish education system is consistently ranked among the best in the world, a testament to a society that values knowledge and equality of opportunity above all else. They've cultivated a learning environment built on trust, autonomy, and a holistic approach to development rather than relentless testing and competition. It's a system that nurtures curiosity and critical thinking from a young age, preparing its young not just for exams, but for life. This quiet, methodical dedication to building a better future for the next generation is perhaps the most potent modern manifestation of the Finnish spirit. And when the long, dark winter finally yields to the brief, glorious summer, this stoic nation erupts in celebration. The festival of Midsummer, or Juhannus, is a joyous, almost pagan embrace of the light. Under the ethereal glow of the midnight sun, Finns retreat to their summer cottages by the lakes. They light enormous bonfires, or kokko, to ward off evil spirits and ensure a good harvest, a ritual reaching back into the mists of time. It's a magical, fleeting period of revelry and release, a necessary counterbalance to the preceding darkness. In this land of extremes, the Finnish culture has perfected the art of survival, finding warmth in the sauna, wisdom in the classroom, and unbridled joy in the endless light of a summer night. Here in the northern reaches of Europe lies a kingdom shaped by the sea and the sky. This is Denmark, a land where the human spirit has evolved a remarkable strategy for survival and contentment against the long, dark winters. This strategy is known as hygge. It is not a thing to be seen, but rather a feeling to be experienced, an atmosphere of warmth, connection, and simple pleasures. It is the gentle flicker of candlelight shared with friends, the comfort of a woolen blanket, the quiet satisfaction of a warm drink cupped in one's hands. In this often chilly climate, the Danes have perfected the art of creating their own sunshine, an internal warmth that radiates outwards, fostering a deep sense of community and well-being. The Danish landscape, remarkably flat and crisscrossed with waterways, has shaped another fundamental aspect of their culture, a unique mode of locomotion, the bicycle. For the Danes, cycling is not merely a sport or a leisure activity. It is an intrinsic part of the daily rhythm of life, a symbiotic relationship between human and machine. Vast herds of cyclists migrate through the city arteries of Copenhagen each morning and evening, a silent, efficient, and harmonious flow of movement. This commitment to two wheels is a testament to their practical, eco-conscious nature, a collective behavior that reduces noise, cleans the air, and promotes a healthy, active existence perfectly in tune with their surroundings. And it is from this very land of quiet contentment and practical living that some of the world's most enduring stories have emerged. The legacy of one man, Hans Christian Andersen, is woven into the very fabric of global consciousness. His fairy tales, born from the landscapes and folklore of Denmark, explore the great dramas of life, love, loss, transformation, and the struggle of the small against the great. From the little mermaid gazing longingly at the shore to the ugly duckling's journey of self-discovery, these narratives are much like the fossils of ancient creatures. They preserve the deepest anxieties and aspirations of the human condition, passed down through generations as timeless lessons in resilience and hope. The Danish culture, therefore, presents a fascinating study in adaptation. It is a delicate balance of creating internal comfort to counteract external hardship, of choosing simple, sustainable methods of navigating their environment, and of crafting powerful narratives to make sense of the world. Hygge, the bicycle, and the fairy tale are not separate phenomena, but rather three pillars supporting a single, elegant structure of living. They are the survival traits that have allowed this small kingdom to not only endure but to flourish, creating one of the most famously content societies on the planet. It is a quiet, unassuming, yet profoundly successful design for life. We travel now to a land sculpted by human ingenuity, a territory reclaimed from the sea itself, the Netherlands. Here the landscape tells a story of a constant, centuries-long battle against water, a struggle that has forged a nation of innovators and engineers. Dominating this low-lying horizon are the iconic windmills, their great sails turning slowly in the North Sea breeze. These are not mere picturesque ornaments, they are the engines of this nation's creation. Monumental tools that once pumped water from the polders, grinding grain and powering the very birth of the country. They stand as silent, stoic sentinels, monuments to a collective will, and a relentless determination to shape their own habitat. In the spring, this engineered landscape undergoes a spectacular transformation. Vast geometric fields erupt in a riot of color, a phenomenon of breathtaking scale and vibrancy. This is the time of the tulip. Originally an exotic import from the East, the tulip was embraced by the Dutch with a fervent passion that famously tipped into mania. Today, that passion has matured into a world-leading horticultural industry. The annual bloom is a dazzling display, a testament to the Dutch mastery over the natural world. It is a carefully cultivated spectacle where human artistry and botanical science combine to paint the flat earth with stripes of crimson, yellow, and violet, attracting pilgrims from all across the globe. This ability to engineer their physical world is mirrored in the Dutch approach to society. They have cultivated a habitat not just for tulips, but for ideas. For centuries, the Netherlands has been a sanctuary for free thinkers, artists, and philosophers, a place where open-mindedness is not just tolerated, but actively nurtured. This social climate, often described as liberalism, is built on a foundation of pragmatism and a deep-seated belief in individual autonomy. It is a culture that confronts complex social issues with discussion rather than dogma, resulting in a society that is famously tolerant and progressive, a social ecosystem as carefully managed as their polders. The windmill, the tulip, and the spirit of tolerance are, in essence, different expressions of the same national character. They are born from a history that demanded collaboration, innovation, and a practical acceptance of reality. To survive, the Dutch had to work together to invent new solutions and to be open to different ways of thinking. The result is a unique cultural biome, a place of engineered beauty, botanical wonders, and a resilient, open-minded populace. It is a powerful demonstration of how the challenges of an environment can cultivate a society of extraordinary strength and creativity. High in the mountainous heart of Europe, we find a nation defined not by a single language or a homogeneous culture, but by its remarkable diversity and its ability to foster harmony. This is Switzerland, a land of soaring peaks and deep secluded valleys. Its very geography has created pockets of distinct cultural ecosystems. Here, French, German, Italian, and Romansh are not the tongues of separate competing tribes, but the shared voices of a single unified confederation. This multilingualism is the bedrock of Swiss identity, a daily exercise in communication, compromise, and mutual respect. The Swiss do not simply tolerate their differences, they have institutionalized them as a source of national strength. This challenging alpine environment, with its cold winters and reliance on pastoral farming, has also given rise to one of the world's most celebrated culinary creations: chocolate. What began as a luxury import from distant lands was perfected in these mountains. Swiss chocolate is a product of precision and patience, qualities honed by a life dictated by the seasons. The rich milk from cows grazing on alpine pastures, combined with a relentless pursuit of technical mastery, transformed the simple cocoa bean into an art form. It is a source of national pride and a global symbol of quality, a small sweet reward born from a demanding landscape. Perhaps the most distinctive behavioral trait of the Swiss, observed on the world stage, is their steadfast commitment to neutrality. For centuries, while the territories around them have been consumed by conflict, the Swiss have cultivated a strategy of non-interference. This is not a passive stance, but an active diplomatic posture that requires immense discipline and foresight. Like an animal that avoids confrontation to conserve energy and ensure its survival, Switzerland has positioned itself as a mediator, a safe haven, and a guardian of peace. This long-standing policy has allowed it to flourish, becoming a global hub for diplomacy and finance, a calm island in a frequently turbulent world. The Swiss Confederation is therefore a compelling example of successful adaptation. It has woven its linguistic diversity into a strong social fabric, transformed the limitations of its environment into a source of world-renowned culinary delight, and adopted a unique political strategy to ensure its long-term survival and prosperity. The blending of cultures, the perfection of chocolate, and the principle of neutrality are the key elements that have allowed this small, landlocked nation to not only survive in its formidable mountain fortress, but to thrive as a model of stability, precision, and peaceful coexistence. It is a triumph of balance and cooperation. Here in the very heart of Europe, cradled by the formidable peaks of the Eastern Alps, lies a realm where culture has evolved to a pitch of extraordinary refinement. This is Austria, a landscape sculpted by glaciers and history in equal measure. The air itself seems to vibrate with a unique frequency, a legacy left by the great composers who once walked these streets. Mozart, Strauss, Beethoven, their genius was nurtured in this environment, their symphonies echoing the grandeur of the surrounding mountains and the intricate elegance of the imperial cities. It is a habitat where creativity is not merely an activity, but the very lifeblood of the people. A current that flows from the highest alpine meadow down to the grandest opera house. The survival of this rich cultural ecosystem depends on unique social rituals. One of the most vital is the Viennese coffee house. It is far more than a place to simply drink coffee. It is a social arena, a sanctuary for thought and conversation. For centuries, these institutions have been the preferred gathering grounds for intellectuals, artists, and dreamers. Within their plush, time-worn interiors, ideas are exchanged. Newspapers are read for hours on end, and the world outside seems to melt away. This is a slow, deliberate form of social grooming, a behavior that strengthens community bonds and fosters a collective intellectual spirit, ensuring the culture's continuity through the simple yet profound act of coming together. But the soul of Austria is not confined to its cities. Venture higher into the Alpine territories and you will discover a different, more ancient set of traditions. Here, the rhythm of life is dictated by the changing seasons. The communities are smaller, more tightly knit, their customs forged by the challenges and beauty of mountain living. Folk music, played on the accordion and zither, tells stories of the land, of love, and of the enduring spirit required to thrive in such a demanding environment. These alpine traditions, from the intricate leatherwork of lederhosen to the boisterous celebrations of Almabtrieb, where cattle are ceremoniously driven down from their summer pastures, are a testament to a deep and abiding connection to the natural world. It is this remarkable duality that defines the Austrian cultural landscape. A delicate balance between the high art of the concert hall and the rustic charm of a mountain village. Between the intellectual rigor of the coffee house and the physical hardiness of the alpine farmer. Like a complex ecosystem with diverse interlocking niches, each element supports and enriches the other. The result is a culture of extraordinary depth and resilience, a symphony of human endeavor that continues to play out year after year against one of the most magnificent backdrops on our planet. It is a powerful reminder that human culture, in all its forms, is ultimately a response to the environment it inhabits. We journey now eastward to the vast fertile plains of the Pannonian Basin. Here, a unique geological phenomenon has shaped the very fabric of life. Beneath the surface of Hungary, a vast network of thermal springs lies in wait, a hidden reservoir of heat and minerals gifted from the Earth's core. For over 2,000 years, human communities have been drawn to these life-giving waters. The Romans first established bathing complexes here, but it was the Ottomans who perfected the art of the thermal bath, creating ornate domed structures that still stand today. These are not merely places for cleansing, but vital social hubs, where bodies and spirits are rejuvenated in the warm, therapeutic embrace of the planet itself. This land's generosity extends from below the ground to the crops that flourish upon it. Central to the Hungarian palate, and indeed its identity, is the vibrant red powder derived from the paprika pepper. Originally an exotic import from the New World, this plant found an ideal habitat in the sun-drenched southern plains. Through careful cultivation, the Hungarian people transformed it, developing varieties from sweet to fiery hot. Paprika is more than a spice, it is the signature of a national cuisine, lending its color and flavor to iconic dishes like goulash and porkot. This single plant has become a cultural cornerstone, a symbol of the land's fertility and the people's ingenuity in adapting nature's bounty to their own unique tastes. The creative impulse of the Hungarian people finds its most colorful expression in their folk art. In villages scattered across the Great Plain, ancient traditions of embroidery, pottery and wood carving are passed down through generations. The Matteo embroidery, with its dense, brilliant floral patterns, is a particularly stunning example of this species of artistry. Each stitch is a story, each color a symbol, transforming a simple piece of cloth into a vibrant chronicle of community life, celebrations and beliefs. This is not art for a gallery. It is woven into the fabric of everyday existence, a constant, beautiful display of cultural identity and pride, worn for all to see. Here then, in the heart of the basin, we observe a culture deeply intertwined with the specific characteristics of its environment. The geothermal activity provides warmth and healing, the fertile soil provides sustenance and spice, and the wide, open plains provide a canvas for a rich tapestry of communal expression. From the steam-filled domes of the baths, to the spice-laden aroma of a simmering pot, to the kaleidoscope of colors on a traditional blouse, the Hungarian culture is a vivid and powerful adaptation. It is a testament to how a people can take the raw materials of their homeland and, with patience and creativity, craft a way of life that is entirely and beautifully their own. Our journey takes us north, to the wide, rolling plains of Poland. This is a land that has been a crossroads of history, its flat, open terrain offering few natural defenses. This geographical reality has forged a culture of extraordinary resilience, a spirit that has been tested time and time again. The Polish people have developed a deep, powerful sense of identity, a cultural fortress built not of stone but of shared customs, language and faith. It is a survival strategy honed over 1,000 years, a collective determination to endure, to rebuild and to keep their unique traditions alive against all odds. This remarkable strength is the invisible yet ever-present feature of the landscape. One of the most cherished bastions of this cultural identity can be found in the humble yet profound act of making and sharing food. Here the pierogi reigns supreme. These small, crescent-shaped dumplings, filled with everything from potato and cheese to meat or fruit, are more than mere sustenance. They are a ritual, a connection to family and to the past. The intricate process of rolling the dough, carefully placing the filling and pinching the edges shut, is a skill passed from one generation to the next, often from grandmother to grandchild. In these moments, stories are shared, bonds are strengthened, and the very essence of Polish identity is lovingly folded into each and every parcel. This enduring spirit bursts into vibrant life during the country's many folk festivals. From the mountains of the south to the shores of the Baltic Sea, communities gather to celebrate their heritage with a riot of color and sound. Traditional costumes, or stroje ludowe, are a spectacular sight, each region boasting its own unique patterns, embroidery and headdresses. The Laconic festival in Krakow, the Wianki midsummer celebrations, these are not performances for tourists, but deeply felt expressions of a shared past. They are a collective display of cultural fitness, a powerful signal to the world and to themselves that their traditions are not relics but a living, breathing part of their contemporary world. In observing the Polish culture, one witnesses a remarkable story of adaptation. It is a culture shaped not by geographical isolation but by its very opposite. It has learned to bend without breaking, to absorb influences while fiercely protecting its core. The resilience seen in its history is mirrored in the comfort of its food and the defiant joy of its festivals. It is a testament to the fact that the strongest ecosystems are not always the most sheltered, but are often those that have learned to thrive in the face of constant change, drawing strength from their roots to stand tall upon the vast open plains of their homeland. We journey now into the very heart of Central Europe, to a land where history is not merely remembered but etched into the very stones of its cities and the spirit of its people. This is the Czech Republic, a nation cradled by rolling hills and ancient forests, a place where fairy tales seem to spring to life from every corner. Here, the human cultural ecosystem has evolved over 1,000 years, shaped by empires, artistry, and an unshakable sense of identity. The air itself seems to hum with the echoes of kings and alchemists, of composers and revolutionaries, creating a complex and deeply fascinating cultural tapestry that invites exploration and rewards the curious observer with its many wonders. One cannot truly understand the Czech soul without first appreciating its profound and enduring relationship with beer. This is not simply a beverage, it is a national treasure, a cornerstone of social life and a source of immense pride. The Czechs have been brewing here for over a millennium, and their expertise has culminated in the creation of Pilsner, a pale lager that conquered the world. To witness the culture in its natural habitat, one must visit a traditional pub or hospoda. Here, conversations flow as freely as the golden liquid, served with a thick, creamy head known as a mlíko, a ritual as important as the drink itself. It is the social lubricant that binds communities together. Looming over this landscape of conviviality are the silent stone sentinels of the past, the castles. The Czech Republic is said to have the highest density of castles in the world, each a unique monument to a different era of human ambition and architectural prowess. From the sprawling grandeur of Prague Castle, a city within a city that has watched over the Vltava River for centuries, to the romantic neo-Gothic spires of Karlstein built to safeguard the crown jewels, these structures are the dominant features of the skyline. They are the fossilized remains of a powerful kingdom, offering a tangible connection to the dramatic lives of the kings, queens, and nobles who once inhabited these magnificent fortified homes. And in the shadows of these grand fortresses, a more delicate yet equally enchanting art form has flourished. This is the world of puppetry. For generations, traveling troupes with their marionettes have been a vital part of the cultural ecosystem, bringing stories of folklore, comedy, and morality to towns and villages across the land. These meticulously crafted wooden figures are not mere toys. They are vessels of storytelling, each with its own character and soul, animated by the skilled hands of a puppeteer. This tradition is so deeply ingrained in the national identity that it has been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, a testament to its enduring power to captivate and to communicate the very essence of Czech creativity. Here, on the eastern shores of the Adriatic, a remarkable culture has been forged, shaped by the sea and stone. This is Croatia, a land where the turquoise waters embrace a coastline of extraordinary beauty, dotted with over 1,000 islands, each a unique habitat for human tradition. The very air seems to hum with the echoes of history, from the Illyrians and Romans to the Venetians and Slavs who have all left their indelible mark upon this landscape. The sun, a constant and powerful force, dictates the rhythm of life, warming the ancient limestone and nurturing the olive groves and vineyards that cling tenaciously to the hillsides, a testament to centuries of cultivation and survival. The relationship between the Croatian people and the sea is ancient and profound. It is a bond of sustenance, of communication, and of identity. For millennia, fishing communities have risen with the dawn, their small boats venturing into the calm morning waters, their methods passed down through countless generations. This maritime heritage is woven into the fabric of daily existence, influencing everything from the local cuisine, rich with the bounty of the Adriatic, to the very architecture of the coastal towns, designed to withstand the salty winds and provide safe harbor. The sea is not merely a backdrop. It is a central character in the Croatian story, a source of both immense prosperity and formidable challenge. One need only wander the labyrinthine streets of cities like Dubrovnik or Split to feel the immense weight and wonder of time. Here, stone tells the story. The polished marble pathways, worn smooth by the footsteps of millions, lead through a living museum of human endeavor. Roman palaces form the very core of a bustling city, their ancient walls now housing shops, homes, and cafes. Gothic cathedrals and Renaissance fortresses stand as silent witnesses to eras of immense wealth, artistic flourishing, and strategic importance. These medieval towns are not relics. They are vibrant, breathing organisms, where the past is not just remembered, but is an integral, inseparable part of the present-day cultural ecosystem. And with the arrival of summer, this ancient stage bursts into life with a flurry of festivals. The long, warm evenings become a canvas for celebration, from the Dubrovnik Summer Festival, where theatre and classical music spill out from historic venues into the open squares, to the lively local fiestas that honor patron saints with music, dancing, and feasting. It is a spectacular display of collective joy, a seasonal ritual where communities come together to reaffirm their bonds, to honor their heritage, and to welcome visitors into their vibrant cultural world. This is a culture that understands the art of celebration, transforming the heat of summer into an expression of pure, unadulterated life. We arrive now at a place of immense significance, a land that serves as a physical and cultural bridge between two great continents. This is Turkey, a territory where the currents of Europe and Asia have mingled for millennia, creating a cultural ecosystem of breathtaking complexity and depth. Here the silhouettes of minarets pierce the same sky as ancient Byzantine domes, and the call to prayer echoes through streets that once heard the march of Roman legions. It is a landscape of profound contrasts, where snow-capped mountains give way to sun-drenched coastlines, and where the traditions of the nomadic steppe coexist with the sophistication of ancient empires. This is not simply a meeting point, it is a crucible of civilizations. Nowhere is this fusion of worlds more palpable than in the exhilarating chaos of the bazaar. The Grand Bazaar of Istanbul is not merely a market, it is a living, breathing organism, a sprawling city within a city dedicated to the art of commerce and human interaction. Its covered laneways, a maze of dazzling color and intoxicating scent, have been a hub of global trade for over 500 years. Here the air is thick with the aroma of exotic spices, the rich scent of leather, and the sweet fragrance of Turkish delight. The sound is a symphony of haggling voices, the clinking of tea glasses, and the rhythmic tapping of coppersmiths' hammers, a sensory spectacle that has captivated travelers for centuries. Yet beyond the dynamic spectacle of the markets lies a cultural cornerstone of profound importance, hospitality, or misafirperverlik. This is not a mere social nicety. It is a deeply ingrained code of conduct, a sacred duty to welcome the stranger as a guest sent by God. To be invited into a Turkish home is to experience a generosity that is both humbling and heartfelt. A cup of strong, sweet tea is always offered, a gesture that opens the door to conversation and connection. This instinct to share, to provide comfort, and to forge a bond with the visitor is perhaps the most enduring and endearing feature of the Turkish cultural identity. This spirit of welcome is the golden thread that runs through the entire Turkish experience. It can be found in the bustling metropolis of Istanbul, in the quiet Anatolian villages, and along the stunning turquoise coast. It is a culture that has mastered the art of making the foreign feel familiar, of turning a simple transaction into a genuine human exchange. From the ancient ruins of Ephesus to the surreal landscapes of Cappadocia, the true treasure of this land is the warmth of its people. It is a powerful reminder that at the crossroads of the world, the most important connection is the one made between human hearts. Our journey across the vast and varied cultural landscape of Europe comes to a close. We have witnessed the soulful longing of Portuguese fado and the fierce pride of the Scottish Highlands. We have felt the cozy warmth of Danish hygge and stood in awe before the monumental art of the Italian Renaissance. From the sun-drenched coasts of the Adriatic to the ancient crossroads of Turkey, we have observed an extraordinary tapestry of human expression, each thread unique, yet interwoven with a shared history of struggle, innovation, and celebration. This continent, so often defined by its borders, is in truth a mosaic of interconnected worlds, each offering a different way of seeing, of feeling, of being. These cultures are not static displays in a museum. They are living, breathing entities, constantly evolving, adapting and influencing one another. They are carried in the songs of the people, in the flavors of their food, in the rituals that mark the passing of the seasons, and in the stories they tell their children. The resilience of Polish identity, the precision of German engineering, the festive spirit of a Spanish fiesta. These are all powerful strategies for life, honed over countless generations. To experience them is to gain a deeper understanding not just of Europe, but of the remarkable diversity of the human spirit itself, and its endless capacity for creativity and connection. The 20 cultures we have explored are but a glimpse into the immense richness this continent holds. Each nation, each region, each town possesses its own unique cultural habitat, its own story waiting to be discovered. We invite you now to become part of this continuing exploration. In the space below, share with us which of these European cultures resonates most deeply with you, or perhaps tell us of another that holds a special place in your heart. Your own experiences and perspectives are a vital part of this global conversation, adding new layers to our collective understanding of this fascinating part of our world. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey across Europe. The story of human culture is a story without end, a magnificent and ongoing epic of which we are all a part. It is a story of how we find meaning, how we build community, and how we celebrate the extraordinary gift of life. We hope this exploration has ignited your curiosity and inspired you to look more closely at the world around you. For more journeys into the heart of human culture, remember to subscribe to our channel. The adventure is only just beginning.